Okay, so I'm replacing this factory servo with this new servo here. I thought I'd make a video real quick just to demonstrate on how these go in. As you can see, I've actually got two of them here. Found out it's best to actually order two of these. If you're buying the really cheap ones, buy two of them and you can mix match the stuff and see which way it fits best. I first got one set and I actually had to remount the center of it there to make this slide in and out good enough, but the problem is when I got it that good, it actually wasn't sealing on that top white one there anymore. It was just sealing on that second rubber lip there. So I went ahead and ordered another one, and the second one actually fit better on the back side of this piston here. So what it does is you'll actually take this and shove it up in. I've already got my bushing already up in there, or the sleeve, and you'll press it up in. It's got two little washers on here, although I don't know if mine's worn out a little bit more than usual, or they give you a few thousandths clearance around this. But when I'd sit it up in there and then push this cylinder up in and stick it down over that, the fit was so tight it was actually yanking this out on the back side of it, and it all come out like that. So what I did to make up the difference, it might not be a great idea, but what I did is I used some metal tape and wrap this whole thing, and then actually cut and put a little seam of the metal tape behind that gasket there, to bring the gasket up the same distance. And now it slides up in there really nice and tight, and it doesn't pull out when I put this piston up in there. So yeah, it fixed that problem for me. So yeah, thought I'd just demonstrate on how this goes in. So really, when you get the kit, some of the times they'll have these already put on here, sometimes they won't. This plastic one is a full round. There's no seam in it like these two in the bottom. So you actually have to start one side in and push it all the way over, and then get it to drop down in the hole. And you can see right here what I'm talking about. This is the actual ring here. So you actually have to start it on one side of the piston and then kind of press it all the way over, and it will kind of shrink back down. It'll come just like this, and you'll have to sit the little piston down in there, and then there's a little snap ring. You'll actually have to have a pair of snap ring pliers to get that and pop that down in that little groove down in there. And then all you gotta do is put your cap on, and then there's a spring. Got the spring here. There's a spring that will sit down on here, and then it goes just like this right here. There you go. And then there's also, sometimes it will come installed and sometimes it won't, but there's a rubber gasket around there too you'll have to put up in there. This is a smaller, this is actually from a shift kit I've got already and installing, but your original one will actually be bigger but smaller diameter wise, so it will collapse a little bit easier than this one is. Here, it's down there. That sits right there, and that slides right down through there. Alright, so yeah, just wanted to let y'all know how that goes in and what I did to make that one fit in there, a nice press fit. They actually, at the companies, they'll actually put a sleeve in here like this. They'll bore it out a little bit more and shove a sleeve in there to make the original piston fit back in correctly if it's already worn out, I guess, like mine kind of is right now. But yeah, so that's how it all goes together. These are anywhere from $35 to $60 a piece. What you might want to do, like I said, is buy two of them since they're not too bad, and then mix match the parts a little bit to see which ones fit best. Like my original rings that came with this one weren't actually going all the way together at the ends. They had a little bit of a groove opening there. So these in this kit I got them, they actually are pretty tight, so I went ahead and switched them around back to this one. If I hadn't bored this out, I probably could have just put the kit back together and shipped it back to the company and just, you know, told them I wasn't too happy with it. But yeah, if you're doing that, you could just mix match the parts. As long as they come in Ziploc baggies like this one, you could probably mix match them and put them all back together and keep one kit, the best kit for yourself, and it's in the other one back, just to make it work a little bit better. And also I'm going to go ahead, Transgo, so go ahead and go with this one. Beside, the actual company that I bought this from said use the stock spring back in place. That was only if you're going to go with, you know, a stock setup. Since I went with Transgo, they said go ahead and try their spring first, since they were going with the normal spring anyhow on this, and they said it might not do anything you know, different than what it should be. But the only problem I had with that is, let me get the original one here. So this one, the top, it will just spin inside there, and this one, the way they designed it, the spring actually will lock inside the original casting. It won't move. But this one here, like I said, it just spins around inside it. The only thing that it does have is this top here, so with this cone, so it will kind of realign it when I get it up in there. So hopefully that will kind of keep it in place. Transgo said he really wasn't too worried about it being off just a hair, and that cone should keep it from moving way off to the side, so we should be good still. So we're going to go ahead and put this in the truck and see if that works.